even though Rey is completely open. But no, take your time, Rey. Your back is towards me, and so I'm going to swing around, still back towards you, and I'm going to strike. And so, okay, he blocks. Have a look at where his other dagger is. Where is it facing towards? Okay. How close is it towards Rey in this moment? So remember those times where people just forget that they're holding weapons? And in the instances that I pointed out previously, they forget they're holding weapons, but they strike with another body limb. Either they boot or they elbow or something like this. But this is so egregious because of how close that other weapon is, all right? And not only that, he literally does the motion of an attack without touching Rey, okay? He moves the blade from one side of his body to the other, which should slash Rey across the stomach, but instead he doesn't. Rey was so open on the stomach, she should be dead just from that motion right there. But no, he decides to just move the blade out of the way, and after it moves across her stomach, so she should be slashed open at the gut, the blade, as we all know, disappears. Like, holy crap. See his other hand? Where did the blade go? Where'd the dagger go? It's gone. It's not even there. It's disappeared. Like, Rey's force powers can just dematerialize weapons that threaten her, and now it's gone. He has no weapon in that hand at all. I try to give the stuntman some credit where I can, but I don't know what the stuntman was thinking at any point. Did he say, guys, I'm still holding a dagger in my offhand? Because clearly he still was. He was still holding a dagger in his other hand, and they edited it out, all right? When this was filmed, he was still holding that dagger in his other hand. He didn't throw it away, and so he's holding his left arm off to the side with a dagger in it while they were filming. Did at any point he, Daisy Ridley, Ryan Johnson, who I was assuming there during the filming of this scene, say, perhaps you should do something with the blade, or you shouldn't be holding it, or maybe we should have had you only fighting with one dagger at the beginning of this exchange, because the whole time they were filming, obviously he was still holding it, and then they edited out in post. So there are two massive stupid things here, but we're going to go back because there's a lot of focus on the dagger in that exchange because the dagger disappears, but we should have been paying attention to how Rey got into this position and how the guy got in. Oh, well, it's a type of grapple. So we're going to go back and see how they got there. So he just blocked Rey's strike, and again, he doesn't hit Rey with his other dagger, which is just sitting so close there. But anyway, we're going to focus on the other, the dagger that's blocked the lightsaber. So they're sliding around, lights flashing, and he brought his dagger down under... No! The things that you don't pay attention to, because do you see where Rey's lightsaber?
She can literally cut off his arm.
His head. Originally, right, he was preventing Rey from throwing the lightsaber forward, chopping off his head with his own dagger. But instead of protecting himself and hopefully preventing that, he pulled the dagger down onto the other side of the lightsaber. Now his arm and dagger is behind Rey's lightsaber. Rey's lightsaber is now in between his arm and his head. And this is as bad as him not slicing Rey across the gut with it like being directly open. The dagger was there, nearly touching her stomach, and he couldn't slice it open. Rey here, her lightsaber is nearly touching the guy's head. There's nothing blocked because he pulled his dagger out of the way, and she could just slice it down on the guy's head and kill him straight away. But that doesn't happen. Like, she's not doing anything. Instead, she lets him move in. No, well... She's like, he's doing something. He's actually not grabbing her. He's technically not forcing her to move in any position apart from where she is putting herself in. So she is purposely moving her arm in through his arm. This is obviously choreography, okay? They're doing it on purpose, but in the context of the fight, if it was real, the profound stupidity of this is just astounding because she is now moving her arm in to lock in with his arm when she was almost touching his head with their lightsaber already, and she's letting herself get grappled, which is not really a grapple, because this is the other profoundly dumb thing about this sequence of movements. Because guess what happens, okay? So she is moving herself into that position, not the guy, okay? This is the thing that just, like, I'm watching this, okay, and I'm just in awe of the stupid. And again, the dagger has disappeared. And like at first I was misdirected because of how dumb the dagger was to not realize how stupid what's going on with Rey's arm and lightsaber right now, okay? What is holding her arm in that angle, okay? She's holding it on a 90-degree angle bent around his arm. Is he forcing her forearm into that position? No, there is nothing holding her arm down like this. This is important. Pay attention because she holds her arm in that position for an extended period of time without anyone holding her arm there, okay? She's acting like she's being held at bay and grappled and she can't do anything to the point where she has to drop her lightsaber to try and slash the guy across the chest, which is how she eventually kills him. But no one is holding her in this position, her arm in this position. Watch. Now let's go frame by frame. Now they stand up. Again, nothing holding her arm in that position. And now she decides to grab the guy's hand that's holding the dagger to prevent him from just spinning the dagger to the side and slashing her in the face. He could have done that before, but now he can't because he's holding her arm and she's wrapping her arm around his arm. I can't stand this because you know what you could do in this position right here? She is holding his dagger away with her off hand and her lightsaber hand is wrapping around her arm bent almost as far as it can go. She could simply just extend her arm, stretch it out, turn the lightsaber about 180 degrees and just slice him in the head, chop off his head. There's nothing more stopping her from doing that. She is but no, she's holding her arm bent for whatever reason. It's so dumb, and she could just extend it and kill him so easily. So she could have done this at any point up until now, and she doesn't. She's like, oh no, I'm being held at bay. Someone is holding my arm in this position. I'm holding it bent so forward around your arm because of reasons. And the guy, instead of holding it with his fist, before his full forearm was wrapped in front of that pole arm, right? But now it looks to be like it's resting just on the guy's fist right there. And Kylo is actually holding onto this pole arm with two hands. All Kylo needs to do is lift it up a bit, jerk it forward, and he'll be able to pull it free so easily. But no, because he's choking himself, remember? So again, she's holding it in that position. Nothing is preventing her from extending it, but it's going on. And the stupidity, it's so dumb. And she looks at us like, then she seems to realize something. Not that she could just extend her arm and just cut his head off because nothing is forcing her hand to be there. She decides to drop it, okay? She drops her lightsaber. Like, she drops it. Then she lets go of his fist, okay? Presumably, her offhand was holding off that dagger from slicing off her head. If that guy's putting any pressure forward to slice that dagger, as soon as her offhand moves, that should shoot forward and just slice off her head. But looks what happens. She lets go, and the guy, the Imperial Guard, is now just standing there. He is doing nothing. He is letting Rey just move down and grab the lightsaber. He could just slice her head off at any point here, but he's not doing it. He's just standing there, and Rey goes down and grabs it, and he's just letting her kill him, and she just moves forward, slash across these knees, and he's just like, all right, yeah, kill me now. Kill me. So bad. Yeah. Across the neck, is dead now. So that exchange there was the worst exchange in this whole fight scene. And look, I'm sure there is a worse one in some fight scene anywhere. I can't think of anything. And having said that, I have not looked at many fight scenes as closely, frame by frame, as this one here, but I certainly intend to in the future. So if we ever do come across anything as bad as this, well, we'll know. But I can't think of any exchange as bad as the exchange we just witnessed, because the level of stupid in every position was astounding. So here, right, I mean, this raises an interesting question in lightsaber fighting generally, and that's why don't Jedis turn off their lightsabers in the middle of fighting? If you strike at someone and they go to block and you turn off your lightsaber at the point where it would have connected with your opponent's weapon or lightsaber and then turn it on just after it passes, and they did a static block, not a riposte where they were trying to attack you, just a static block, you would then kill your opponent. And so turning off your lightsaber would actually be a very viable, useful technique that no one is actually doing. That, or in any of the Star Wars fight scenes in all the movies, we never see. It would be interesting that, you know, there was some limitation that you couldn't turn lightsabers on and off so quickly in the middle of a fight scene, that there's a couple of seconds delay, which means you wouldn't be able to time it so well, something like that. Or what we see here contradicts that, because Rey, she turns it off, throws the lightsaber all the way to him, grab it, bang, dead. See how quickly he turned the lightsaber on and off? I'm not sure we've ever seen a lightsaber flash on and then flash off that quickly in all of Star Wars. But so it could have been interesting that there was a limitation that prevented lightsabers just going bang, bang, like that, on, off. But this sets up the, you know, standard that they can be turned on and off so quickly like that, which means why on earth hasn't anyone been using that lightsabers like that in actual fighting? Turn it off and then turn it off really quickly against the opponent and stuff. Aside from that, yeah, it's kind of cool. You know, she throws it, he grabs it, turns it off, and again, the guy's armor doesn't do a thing. It's like the armor only is effective at certain points and when not. So there we go, guys. That has been the most in-depth and detailed, pedantic breakdown of this fight scene that I could possibly do. And it is horrible on nearly every level. This is a terrible, terrible fight scene. Now, when you say what is terrible, Shad, because if you're not paying attention and it's just a lot of flashy movement, okay, it does that. It's it's flashy movement, and you know it looks impressive when you're not paying attention. But if you have an understanding of proper combative techniques, okay, actual swordsmanship, and you look at the moves being done in this fight, it's a nonsensical, just stupid mess. But there we go, and this isn't going to be the only one. This is a new series on Shadiversity. We're going to be doing more. And so if you think I'm only doing this because I dislike The Last Jedi, oh no, oh no. There's going to be more fight scene autopsies, and the next one that I'll be looking at, Anakin versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. So do subscribe,
I can't wait
and
for
you know, click the notification bell so you don't miss it, because it's not going to be the very next video. I space my videos apart in the series and other things like that.
Sure,
so
it's really flashy, but it's really awesome.
Other videos you will enjoy, so do subscribe, check it out, and stay tuned.
Alright, well, that's the end of this video. Holy cow, this was a long one. Fight scene. Okay, so that's the end of this video. If you did enjoy these multiple videos, because I'm probably going to be breaking them up in multiple videos, then please, on all of them, like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. Also subscribe to Shadiversity. He's really cool, and he's really smart about this kind of stuff, as you can tell. So anyway, with that being said, I'll see you guys next time.